We're here in Nashville at the Igel DISRUPT23 conference, and today I have the pleasure of having Chris Fleck from Citrix. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks, Brian.
Can you tell me a little bit about your role at Citrix?
Sure. So, been with Citrix a long time, 20 years, and had a number of roles, but currently I manage our tech ecosystem. So that means all our partnerships, our tech partnerships, Igel being a great partner, but from the Citrix Ready program all the way up through all of our cloud partners and hyperscalers, et cetera. So it's all of our technology partners, it's our user group communities, the CTPs, the admins, the architects, basically anybody that uses Citrix. We want to step up our technical engagement, and so that's what we're investing in. That's what I'm doing. And then I have a particular focus in our top verticals. So healthcare, financial services, and government. Those are our biggest enterprise kind of verticals, and so we're doing a kind of a deeper dive with those verticals and making sure that from a product standpoint that we're doing the right things for those specific customers.
Now, there's been a lot of changes at Citrix. Maybe you can tell me a little bit what's happening at Citrix right now.
Yeah, so 2022, we did go through a bunch of changes. Citrix is now a private company, part of the Cloud Software Group, but Citrix as a business unit is the biggest, the tenant, the largest business within the Cloud Software Group. And what Citrix is doing is a number of things. So we've shifted our strategy, quite frankly, from a cloud first or cloud only type of investment to hybrid. So we've listened to our customers. A lot of the feedback we got is that although the cloud is a destination for many of them, most of them are not ready yet. And so what we're doing is actually looking at hybrid as the destination. And what that translates to is it may be cloud, it may be on-prem, or it might be something in between where effectively customers were giving the choice of where they want their infrastructure, where does it make the most sense, and we're supporting all of those scenarios. And so some of those things also means taking some of the innovations that we had restricted to the cloud, bringing them on-prem. So things like our web console, so you'll be able to manage whether it's a cloud environment or an on-prem or something in between, a mix of both, all from the same management console, as well as the automation. So we're bringing some of the APIs that were available in the cloud down to your on-prem environment. So things like infrastructure as code is going to be easier to do. We're going to invest in Storefront. So we haven't done much for Storefront from an on-prem standpoint. What we'll be doing now is actually adding features to Storefront and making that equivalent to the workspace in the cloud. And so the end users will be able to have the same UI and the same user experience, whether they're running in the cloud or on-prem, and the users won't know the difference. So a lot of significant changes from that standpoint. And our job right now is to do things like this, come to the Disrupt event, get the word out. What we're seeing is really encouraging. Every customer I talk to, every partner I talk to likes the message that we're telling now. And so it's our job to actually get this message out to the field, out to our customers and partners.
And what's your relationship with Igel, and how do you guys partner together?
Sure. So we're a great partner with Igel. Happy to support this event. Happy we did. It's a chance to get back to the kind of I've been kind of viewing this as a taste of synergy, right? After COVID, and there's kind of like this built-up demand to engage and network in real life, and seeing some familiar faces, long-time Citrix users. A lot of them are coming up to me and said, just re-engaging, or again, new networking. So the event's been great. Igel again is a great partner. We've done some things recently where they've done some new enhancements around their app store that Citrix is obviously a key part of, but also rapid deployment, rapid enrollment, being able to get users, from a box, right, as they kind of showed in a video, to up and running in a Citrix environment in minutes. We think that's really important, and so we've done a really tight job with Igel there, and we look at Igel as a strategic partner that we'll continue to innovate with going forward.
Yeah, and Igel has gone through a lot of changes themselves, moving away from hardware. And,
yeah.
What are some of the things that you saw here at the show that were interesting to you?
So I can't point out anything specifically other than there is change, right? There's definitely change. We're definitely seeing hybrid resonate as what customers and partners want to hear. We're cloud is certainly part of it, but it's not only cloud, and so we're mostly seeing reinforcement of that, and again there's a hunger for getting back in person, and there's a lot of companies that are looking to. They're trying to decide, what do they do with their EUC kind of environment? Are they expanding it? What do they do about laptops, for example, right? So, that's one of the things that we saw with COVID is that the fastest way for a lot of organizations to handle the COVID scenario was to go buy laptops. So it was a laptop plus a VPN in many cases. And now they're kind of re-looking at that and considering, like in that managing the VPNs, or more importantly, the security risk that opens up. And so they're like re-looking at that to say, okay, what should this next transition be, or what's the digital transformation that they're going to go through to say, does it make sense to really have all of this data out on the endpoint? And so, that's certainly something that we're seeing here with the other partners, the hardware partners, where having Igel running as a lockdown secure endpoint on a laptop, not just a traditional thin client, is I think an interesting phenomena which we'll see more of for sure.
And I understand you have some new things that Citrix is working on that.
Sure.
You can show us?
Yeah. So if you want to switch over to the demo we've got here, one of the things that we're talking about, not just talking about, that we're actually delivering, is something we call the enterprise browser, and this is not to be confused with a service that we've had for a while called the Citrix Secure Browser Service, which is basically a hosted browser in the Citrix cloud. What we've done now is built a browser based on Chromium, so it's got full Chrome kind of compatibility. But we see this as a way for organizations that are going beyond virtual only, that are adopting, either they've got internal web apps or they have SaaS apps that still have a security requirement to go with them. And so what we've done is we've built this enterprise browser that runs locally. It's actually embedded inside the Workspace app. And so what you see here in this animation, or it's not just an animation, it's like a video, is the ability to side by side have a virtual app that could launch in a virtual session. But what you can do now is have a web app, which you click it and it goes through the gateway to be able to connect without a VPN. So it's basically a micro VPN to connect internally, or it could be a SaaS app, like Salesforce or Workday, but with a added layer of security. So things like copy paste control and download control and print controls, all the things that you would normally require virtualization to do, you can actually do now with this enterprise browser and a feature we call secure private access. And those things allow a Citrix environment to kind of expand their footprint to really add security manageability to web and SaaS apps, which we know continue to be a larger and larger part of an enterprise app deployment solution.
Well, great. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with VMblog at the event, and where can people go if they want to find out more information about what you guys are doing?
Sure. Well, one of the things we'd love to do is get broader community engagement, right? And that's, you're part of the VMblog, is part of that community. We host these Citrix user group community in person, right? We're doing one here tomorrow, and we'll be doing more through the rest of the year. But something everybody can do right now is just join the Slack channel. So put your camera up to the QR code that you see here and join the Slack channel, and not only see what's latest with the event schedule, but we're actually expanding it to be a real-time support kind of channel. And so you'll see more people chiming in from the community with both problems and answers to their problems. And so something that's an easy way to get up to speed on things.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, cool. Thank you, Brian.